Aloha. Good afternoon. Or maybe it's good evening. Anyhow, for y'all in the West Coast, it's probably good evening. For y'all in the East Coast, it's probably good evening. And then for y'all in Hawaii, it's afternoon, but that's the point. Anyhow, right now I'm having a hard time hearing from my right ear. I don't know, something happened last week, and so I had to go to the doctor, and all this other stuff happened, and so anyhow, I'm working on healing that, but that's the point. Yeah, like it says at the top, Aloha, is it Donovan? Oh, excuse me, Deborah. Thanks for stopping by. Like it says on the top right in the comment section, turn off your phone like yesterday. What? What are you talking about? A few of you, well, first of all, a few of you know that that I'm an empath. I can feel people's emotions and feelings literally in another state, like 1,000 miles away or more. My family, when something's happening to them, I can literally feel their energies. In fact, the other day, I had this sense that I wanted to call my sister. I had this like an impression that I needed to call her, and sure enough, she got stung by a bee, and she wasn't feeling very good from that, and so I guess she took a Benadryl, and then she was okay after that. So the next day, I actually did call her, and she was okay, but I don't think she was feeling very good from that whole process the day before. So anyhow, so it's like that. I can literally feel. If you want to send me some love, I'll probably feel it. I may not know who in the heck's sending it or where it's coming from, but I'll probably feel it. So anyhow, it's like that. So anyhow, I've talked to a few people about when I go to bed at night, I literally turn off the internet on my phone, and I literally turn off my modem, literally, because they keep me up. That's how sensitive my energies are, and that's how strong those energies are. So if you want to get a really good night's sleep, you might want to consider turning off your internet modem, literally, and the internet on your phone. So I've been playing around. You know, some people may know that I've been diagnosed with diabetes a few years ago, and I've been working with it, trying to put an end to it, literally, because I figure if I can put an end to diabetes in my body system, then I can show you how to do the same for yourself if you have diabetes or you know other people that have the same thing. I've been working with different techniques, including programming, working with diet, working with exercise as much as possible. And what I think, this is what I think. Now, a lot of you may know that I don't know if it's the CIA or some other government group, but I'm pretty sure it's a government group. I'm not 100%, but I'm almost 100% sure. But anyhow, they literally beam out frequencies from the ships. I'm pretty sure that, and I don't know where I came across with that, but they take frequencies and they beam them out from I believe the Navy ships is where they're coming from, and they send them out into to wherever on the planet. And I believe, if you've noticed, within the last several years, I don't know, 30, 40 years or whatever, when all of a sudden road rage started becoming an issue. I don't know, did you ever notice that? All of a sudden road rage, people start beating each other up and killing each other, literally killing each other on the road, just because they get pissed off at each other because they don't turn on a signal light, they pass too fast, or I don't know what all the reasons are, but I believe that road rage comes from these frequencies being beamed out to the planet, to United States or wherever. So I believe that's when the whole road rage thing began. It was when they started beaming out these frequencies, which is another reason, which is the reason that I don't listen to regular radio at all, because a lot of those frequencies come through that. And I don't know exactly what their intentions are. I don't know if they're good intentions or malicious intentions or abusive intentions. Um, I can't speak for them, but they're doing this process. I'm 100% sure they're doing it. You can look it up on the internet, and you can find articles and information on this. And the Navy, I'm pretty sure it's the Navy that are beaming out these frequencies out to the planet. And I think they're causing problems with people. And maybe, I think a lot of it's experimental, but I think they're causing problems, and I think road rage is one of those problems. So anyhow, and a lot of those frequencies are fed through the radio, through all the radio networks that are out there, and possibly, probably through the internet, and of course through your phone. So, and if you've noticed, there's been an increase of cancer cases. There's been an increase of diabetic cases. And I can't say that these frequencies that are beaming out are responsible for that, but I have a sense, I have a feeling. Again, this is just a hypothesis, and it's a pretty good, strong hypothesis. And how accurate it is, I don't know, but I have a feeling that some of those the increase of diabetes and cancer is coming from these frequencies. And not only that, but from the technology, from the internet, from the radio stuff, increasing more and more every day. So there's a lot of I don't know how you put it, but there's a lot of increase of the radiation frequencies that are increasing throughout the planet. So anyhow, I for the last week I've been feeling really, really, especially on a day like this. Today was actually a beautiful, gorgeous day here in Flagstaff, and it was nice and windy to keep it cool, reasonably cool. So it wasn't too hot, and it wasn't definitely not cold. So it's been a just awesome day today to walk around and hike and do whatever. But and it's going to get hot. So for those of you that aren't prepared, it was it didn't snow or rain a lot here in the Flagstaff area, so I'm pretty sure it's going to get really, really hot here. I don't know. This guy was talking about the monsoons here, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to cool it down enough. So I don't know. We'll see. So if you don't have a fan, if you don't have it cool enough, then you're going to want to at least go to the library or go to the movies or go somewhere where it's cool, so that you can stay cool for the day. Because during the summertime, I think next month, and even towards the middle and end of this month, it's going to get really, really hot. So you might want to get prepared. That's the best one. Or at least have a pool at your place so you can go swimming or get wet and cool down. Anyhow, going back to these frequencies, for the last week, I've been thinking, well, my sugar levels have been high. That I went to the hospital for my ear, and they looked at my sugar levels, and they were really high. And so I don't know that these frequencies could increase your sugar levels. It's a possibility, but I don't know. I believe that stress can increase your sugar levels, if I remember right. And if that is the case, and these frequencies are stressing people out, I think that could be a huge, huge factor in why people are being diabetic or getting diabetes, because of this whole thing that people are doing or playing around with. So anyhow, because there are some days, it's cloudy, and those frequencies can't just come in and affect me at all. Aloha, Alba, thanks for stopping by. So there's no frequencies that can really affect you very much when it's really cloudy. Have you ever noticed that? Sometimes you feel really groggy, really obnoxious or something, and then all of a sudden you it's really cloudy, and then all of a sudden it gets to be a really nice day, and then all of a sudden you feel really like shit, right? So that's how it's been for about a week or so, and then so guess what? What I did again, I turned my internet off. I turn off my modem, so literally that won't affect me. And then yesterday I turned off my phone. Last night I turned off my phone. In fact, look at this. You may not be able to see it, but let's see. Well, anyhow, for some reason it's completely off. Usually it at least shows the battery charge. Anyhow, I have my phone off even now. So I did. I turned off my phone, and I believe I've been having to sleep 7-8 hours a day because of all this nonsense going on. And it used to be where I'd sleep 4 or 5 hours in a day, and that was plenty of sleep for me. I could go and go do whatever I needed and wanted to do, and I have all kinds of energy. I wouldn't be hardly tired or tired at all. And then I would only get 4 or 5 hours of sleep. And literally last night, this morning I got 5 hours of sleep, and I feel like I've slept 12 hours or whatever. I feel I feel a whole lot better than I have in over a week probably. I've been it just made a whole lot of difference by turning my phone off. So you know, I just I went out and did my chores, my errands, and walked around, and I still felt a little bit groggy, but not nearly compared to what I have for the last week. And so anyhow, again, I would suggest what we should do is create a day, and I was thinking about this. What would happen if everybody on the planet were to turn their whole phone, their cell phone? I don't even think landlines even matter, but cell phones. What would happen if everybody on this planet turned their cell phone off for 24 hours? Wow, what a huge factor. I mean, I think this whole planet would shift. It probably shift its axis. It probably shift to another solar system. I don't know, but wow, that would be huge. I already know it. If this whole planet, because today I have to ride the bus now because my car got stolen last year. But I went on the bus, and I could even feel this radiation because I turned my phone back on, and I didn't turn it on till I left my apartment. And I went to get on. I turned it on to figure out when the bus was going to arrive, and then I started feeling the energies from the radiation. Aloha, Kathleen. Thanks for stopping by. I went and I turned it on so I could see this bus schedule, and it didn't take very long, a few minutes, and all of a sudden I started feeling really groggy again. I could feel the energies of the phone just sucking my energy like a vampire. It was disgusting. It was obnoxious. And so I figured out when the bus was going to arrive, and I turned it off. So then I jumped on the bus. Check this out. I jumped on the bus, and there was people, a couple of people here and there. They were sitting next to me, and they were on their phone. They were texting or whatever. And again, I could start feeling the radiation energies from that phone. Again, my energies are really sensitive to other energies. That's why when I do readings, and by the way, I stopped working for the psychics.com network, and I'm figuring out that either all or most of all the psychic networks out there are shysters, man. Especially if you're a psychic and working for them. They don't pay you very much. Plus, I noticed psychics.com they would like I literally took a screenshot of my pay, and then the next day it was like $4 or $5 short. I mean, what's going on? Why am I missing some money? So they did. They paid me back that money, and then I think last week or the week before was my last week working for them, and then they still owed me some money, and they didn't pay me my money. So I wrote them an email and said, hey, you need to pay me my money. And then another psychic encounters in California Psychic, the same way. I went there and they would every week they would steal like a reading from me. One or two readings would be missing. Like, what's going on? So anyhow, and some of the other psychic networks, I haven't done all of them, but they were the same way. Aloha, Brian. Thanks for stopping by. So anyhow, going back to this phone thing, you should try that. You should try that. I kid you not. Go. What are you clapping for? What are you talking about? What's up with that program? So anyhow, you should try turning off your phone for a whole day. Wow. And you know what's baffling? What's baffling about all this? I turned my phone off last night, and today I felt more rested than I have. I don't know how long, but I felt really rested. And I only got 5 hours sleep. This is a typical day for me. And and right now I'm feeling a lot better. And I think some of these frequencies that they're projecting from these boats, from these Navy ships or whatever, out in I don't know, in the Pacific Ocean. I don't know where they're at, but anyhow, I think it's causing people to get diabetes and cancer and all kinds of. I don't know. I think I can't prove it. But I sense it. And again, I'm an empath. I pick up on people's energies from across the planet. Literally, if there's a huge tornado or a huge earthquake happening in India, I can feel that. I literally pick it up. So anyhow, it's like that. So and I'm not saying that I'm accurate, 100% accurate, but I don't think I'm wrong. I think there's truth behind this, and I think they're sending out these frequencies to. It may be a genocide thing. I don't know. It may be a genocide thing to get rid of whoever, and it's bullshit, complete bullshit. Because if the government were to be straightforward and be honest and do things in a good, healthy way, there would be no need for genocide, because all the factors would come together, all the resolutions, all the answers, all the problems could be solved if they were just to be honest about the whole program. And that's all they need. All they need to do is be professional and honest and do their experiments in a good, healthy way. And we're all going to be fine, period. I think we're all going to be fine whether they like it or not, period. But that's besides the point. But anyhow, so I turned my phone off. Today I wake up and wow, do I feel a whole lot better, like no tomorrow. And you know what's funny? Now let's go back to this. Today I get on the internet and it says Simon, I believe his name is Simon from America's Got Talent. I think that, I don't know what shows he's on, but one of those musical shows. Actually, he's on a number of them. On the internet, it says, there's a news article that says oh, hang on a second. Aloha, Patricia, thanks for stopping by. Exactly. Honesty equal government equal new well, I don't know if that's a new concept, Brian, but it certainly is a concept that needs to be looked at from a professional standpoint of view, period. So anyhow, I get on the internet, and it says Simon has not been using a phone for 10 months. He literally got rid of his phone, or I don't know that he got rid of his phone, but he's had it off for over 10 months. Aloha, Patricia. And he says he's feeling better than ever. Isn't that interesting? Again, I would recommend turning off your phone for a whole day. Like 24 hours, right? 24, that's a whole day, in case you don't know it. I'll tell you that. But turn it off and see what happens. And so today, I took off, did my errands, and I've had my phone off all day. I had to turn it on a couple times check the bus schedule and a couple other things, make a couple phone calls, and guess what? Here it is. It's off, and it's still staying off. I'm keeping it off till further notice, until I need to make a phone call or whatever. But that's the point. So anyhow, my energies are feeling better. I'm feeling better, and I recommend that you turn it. Again, I think we should establish a day, a national holiday, where everybody should turn off their phone for 6 hours or 12 hours or 24 hours or something. I think we should establish that and make that a national day, turn your phone off day or something like that. I don't know. I think if the whole planet, again, if the whole planet were to turn off their phone, wow, that would be astounding, like no tomorrow. I think people would be blown away in terms of how we would feel the next day. I think people would be blown away in terms of how everybody would get along. And even getting along, I bet you people would get along even better. I think it would just be mind-blowing, like no tomorrow, like huge. So anyhow, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Phone-free day, yep. Well, yeah. Well, because I don't think, again, I don't think that it's the landlines that are causing the problem, and maybe to an extent they are, but I don't think it's nearly compared to the cell phone. I think it should be a day where everybody should turn off their cell phone, and not necessarily their landline, but because people still conduct business, but that's besides the point. So anyhow, I'm mulling over the idea. I'm chewing on this stuff because I'm looking to take, again, I've been working with several psychic networks. Most or all of them seem to be full of shit. They all are shysters. They've ripped me off of all kinds of stuff. They've been ripping me off of money, and they don't even pay me that much, and yet they're still ripping me off. What a bunch of crap. So anyhow, so I'm working on just doing this reading thing on my own, and again, what I'm thinking about doing, first of all, is offering up my book. I don't know if you guys know about the 90-Day Ascension Journey book that I wrote about 3 years ago. And so what I'm thinking about doing is, number one, offering up that book for free in PDF format with a full hour session, if you pay for a full-hour session. And then number two, I don't know how long I'm going to do this, but if you're listening to this now and you want a reading for $1 a minute, I'll do a reading for you for $1 a minute. And again, I've done hundreds of readings, Plus, I'll throw in 1 or 2 programs that will help clear your energies. So if you're having problems with finance, with lovers, with relationships, with career, with I don't know, ghosts, with past life, with people on the other side, or whatever. Maybe not even problems. Maybe you just want to connect with your loved ones on the other side. If you're listening to this now, I'm gonna make the readings available for $1 a minute. And if you do, with a minimum of $20, you'll purchase. If you purchase, and the way to do this, go to my link. My website link is in the comment section. Go to spiritualimageproductions.com. Spiritualimageproductions.com. Left hand side, there's a link that says Andrew Aloha Services. Click on that link, which is also on the comment section. Click there, and you can read about my skills and my talents. And then up in top left hand corner, there's if there's not a button there, there's a add to cart button or a buy now button or something like that. Anyhow, if you know how much you want, you can put that in there. I think, let me see, if anything else, there's a donate button there. Just throw in the donate button and just purchase however much you want, how many minutes you want to do, and then with a minimum, again, with a 20-minute minimum, and then I'll do a reading for you for $1 a minute. I mean, that's cheap, people. That's one. And the readings that I've done, Again, I've done hundreds of readings. People are a lot of times are surprised. Look at this. I'll even give you some of the testimonials that people have written about me when I've done readings for them. And I don't always know what they are, but I had some people give with some of the other psychics. Well, one of the good things about doing some of the readings for the other psychic services is that people put in testimonials so that I can include that with my page, which you'll see on Andrew Services, Andrew Aloha Services. Let me see. Travis C. He helped with what to do, not necessarily what will happen, though he went there also. Interesting man. Gail L. He is on point. Did an awesome reading. Arlen M. Wonderful reading from Orion. That one of my names was Orion from one of the psychic networks. But anyhow, very accurate and great energy. We'll be back again to speak to him. Happy that I found him on the site. Answers all your questions and gives you lots of information. And I do. You might get 20 minutes worth of reading, but I guarantee you're going to get an earful of information. But that's besides the point. So anyhow, Orion was fantastic. He set the stage for the conversation right off. He asked me about me, then asked me what I thought about what he was telling me. Very awesome reading. I would call him again for life help. Yeah. And that's another thing too. And I don't know. If you want me to work with you as a life coach or a mentor, then we can talk about that. We can set up an agreement. If anything else, we can do the mentoring program for the 90-day Ascension Journey, which is a 12-week program, 12 hours, and I hold your hand and I walk you through the practices of what it takes to be enlightened, live the enlightened lifestyle, and then I show you the magic, and I give you the foundation also, and what it means to be enlightened, what it takes to get there. So it's a lot of information, but if you want to do something like that, we can talk about that. Or if you just want to just some guidance here and there, we can work something out with it, something like that. Any wisdom from the ancient ones you can share tonight? Well, that is a good question. I'll give you a tidbit, Brian. I'll give you a tidbit. One of the things that I'm working on right now, it's over a process of a few years. I don't know if you know who Sai Baba is, Brian, but Sai Baba is considered a cosmic Christ. He's considered cosmic or conscious on a universal level rather than just a galactic or planetary level. A lot of the saints, a lot of the masters, they're just conscious at the planetary level or the galactic level or solar system level. But Sai Baba knows everything that's going on throughout the whole universe, not just here on this planet or this galaxy. So anyhow, he's been involved in 3 incarnations. The first one was Shirdi Baba years ago, back in the 1800s, I believe. And then he was born again in early 1900s, and then he passed away several years ago, I believe back in 2011. So anyhow, he's coming back as Prema Baba. This will be his 3rd and final incarnation on this planet, from what I understand. Years ago, I was living in Sedona, and I've lived out here in northern Arizona. Actually, in about a week, it's going to be for 22 years, I believe. So anyhow, happy anniversary to me, but that's what. But I've lived mostly in Sedona for those 22 years, and I've visited Sai Baba. He came to me in a dream, and he took me through an initiation when I was there, because he came to me in a dream and invited me to visit him in India. So I said, you know what, Sai Baba, I don't need to go to India to know who you are, and unless there's a real major important reason that I need to go there, then I will go there and I'll do the deed. So anyhow, I did. I went to India and I visited him, and come to find out they had the first World Youth Conference. This was back in 1997. And I ended up participating in that. And they did a big old huge presentation, a show, a musical type of thing. And I ended up, the Malaysian people were the ones that were coordinating that. And somehow I ended up working with these Malaysian people and helping them fine-tune the presentation. Everybody presented their skit or whatever it is they did, and I helped them. I just kind of a co-director and just kind of helped them with this and that. So anyhow, I ended up being involved and being in the show as well. The Malaysians, they're funny people. They threw me in the show, and I ended up having to do this dance act and song act with in front of 20,000 people and Sai Baba himself. So anyhow, I'm in Sedona one day, and I'm meditating. I had just come back from California. I moved in with this woman, elderly woman, in this place in Sedona, and you know, the practices I do every day, even to now, to this day, I still do my practices pretty much every day. So I was meditating, and this guy, this awesome spirit, came right behind me. And I could feel like an amazing presence, this huge presence. And I said, you know, I said, who are you? He says, Spirit of the Age of Aquarius. I said, oh, really? So that was kind of the extent of the conversation. And this being, and I don't know how often this being comes to me and appears, but because I don't really sense him all the time. Even if he is there all the time, but I don't know, because every once in a while I'll pick him up here and there. But anyhow, I moved to I ended up moving in with a girlfriend in Southern California after that, and literally I don't know, about a month or 2 months, month and a half, 2 months, I don't know, but I believe after that whole transaction, that whole communication, I ended up moving to Southern California with a girlfriend. She was an artist, and now the thing is that this woman is she has essential tremors. I don't know if you know what essential tremors is, but it's akin to Parkinson's disease. They're related to each other. So you know, her hands shake and her head shakes really quite a bit whenever she's painting, right? And so it's amazing that she drew this painting. If you go to my Instagram, you know what? I need to include that, I guess. I don't. Oh, actually, I think it is on the right-hand side in the comment section. There's an Instagram link where you can click on that, and if you go to the pictures there, I just put it in about 1 or 2 weeks ago, so you can see this picture of this painting that she drew. And it was like what, a 2 by 4 feet canvas, and I looked at it. I thought, wow! And so finally, she finished it, and she goes, she didn't even know she didn't even know who this was. I was like, wow! She was just painting it. That's all she was doing. I go, I know exactly who that is. I said, this is the spirit of the age of Aquarius. This is, you know, and I was just blown away. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Brian. So anyhow, I go, yeah, that's the spirit of the age of Aquarius. So again, if you go to my Instagram account, you can check it out there. But if you look at it, this person is like, you can't tell if it's a female or a male. It's really hard to tell. And that's the future that humanity holds, is that eventually we'll become what you call a hermaphrodite. I'm assuming that you know what that is, but half woman, half man, and maybe there'll be some kind of connection where that distinction that we are male or female, but mostly will be it'll be really hard to know or tell or say. So anyhow, if you look at this painting, this person looks like a half male, half female. and it's a male because I recognize this person. So anyhow, about 3 years ago, again, Sai Baba passed away back in 2011, and he's scheduled to come back again and born in a body, I believe, in 2024, 2025, maybe close to 2025, because 2025 will be officially the golden age, when we're completely and fully, when our solar system is completely in the age of Aquarius, 100%. Right now we're close to it, but we're still not completely 100% in the age of Aquarius. I'm pretty sure of it. If you go to the Alice Bailey works and study the Alice Bailey works, that's where I was able to figure out where we're at in our process with all this. It takes 150 years for our solar system to go from one sign to the next, from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. The middle of that energy was when? During the Vietnam War, during World War I, and during World War II. The energies were colliding and clashing with each other, causing all these wars, amazingly enough. So anyhow, when we go into the age of Aquarius, I think people are going to be bewildered, just blown away in terms of the changes that are going to happen on this planet. I don't think there's people that are going, oh yeah, I did time travel and all this crap happened, blah blah. Well, that's their story and that's their future, that's their universe. Who cares? We're if you live in the moment and if you're here right now, it could be completely different. It could be similar. It could be the same. It's still undetermined because our future is still being determined as we speak now. Our future right now is still being programmed. It's not programmed 100%, not even close. And so, again, you can talk to all these time travelers and they go into the future. So what? That's their future. That's not necessarily ours, period. And I think we have a good future ahead of us. I absolutely do. So I think it's going to be amazing, absolutely amazing. But are you going to sit down and wait for that future to happen? No. You sit down and you live and breathe right here, right now, and just be, just breathe, just live in the moment, and you're going to be fine. It doesn't matter what problems are out there. It doesn't matter what's going on out there in the universe, out there on the planet, out there in the solar system, out there in the galaxy. Just be right here, right now, and you're going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. So anyhow, I can't remember if I ended up going to some kind of Sai Baba function about 3 years ago or whatever, and I was meditating in my place. I was living in Tucson at the time, and all of a sudden this being appears to me. I said, "Who are you?" And I can't remember how this conversation went, but it was a very simple one. He says, Prema Baba, Prema Sai Baba. I can't remember if he said Prema Sai Baba, Prema. I think Prema Baba. I said, that's interesting. And so now apparently, back in the day, over about 2,000 years ago, I assumably I was in a scene. I don't know if you know what a scene is. And the scene is like a priest. Maybe a priest is probably the closest word you can come to. But anyhow, me and all these beings used to do this behind the scenes work, all these rituals, all these practices, all this preparation for Jesus to come into the planet. So we did all these preparations so he could be born and do what he had to do so he could initiate the age of Pisces, believe it or not. So that was one of his main missions back in the day, was in the 33 years that he lived here on this planet or whatever. One of his main missions was to initiate the age of Pisces here on this planet, and then show to people and demonstrate to people that they could live a very enlightened lifestyle if they wanted to do so and chose to do so. And so that was another part of his mission, was to show and demonstrate to people how to do this. And he did. He did a really good job of doing this. And I was very grateful. I'm grateful and I just recently found out about this within the last 2 or 3 years, I believe. But anyhow, I'm grateful that I was able to partake of that process. So now what's funny is that, and it makes a whole lot of sense, is now I'm kind of like in the scene for Prema Baba. Now one of my missions for this lifetime, for the rest of my lifetime, is to help prepare the way for Prema Baba to come into the planet. And it's funny because I talked to Prema Baba about this when I had this conversation with him about 3 years ago, and he said somewhere in woodwork, he said that his mission was to promote kindness, to show and demonstrate people how to be kind to each other and help people be kind to each other. So that's when he comes here. That's what he's going to be promoting and presenting. And so that's like in the back of my head, and that's what I'm working on. And you know what's funny? Yesterday, I was on the internet, and they're coming out with a movie. Can You Be My Neighbor? Or Mr. Rogers. Did you ever watch that movie or that show with Mr. Rogers? Well, anyhow, that's what this guy is all about, promoting kindness. Isn't that interesting? So anyhow, and what's really funny is that about I don't know, a week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, I was doing a channeling show on my radio at the time, and I had this guy come on, and I had him doing a channeling. So he comes on, does this channeling, says his message, and then he didn't know this. I was going to do this to him. So then I said, why don't you channel Prema Baba and see what comes up? And at this time, I hadn't told him anything about this whole conversation with Prema Baba at the time, prior to. And I said, well, again, why don't you channel Prema Baba and see what comes up? Sure enough, everything that I had conversed with Prema Baba prior to, he said in the channeling. I thought, wow, that was pretty amazing. Everything that we had talked about, he confirmed in this channeling. So you can go back. Again, this is probably in 2015, January, February. I can't remember. Maybe December 2014, but I think it was 2015. So anyhow, so if you want to listen to that, you can go back, and if you can't find it, let me know. I'll find it for you. But anyhow, so it's like that. So again, the message is kindness. Have to. See you later, Patricia. Thanks. So if you want to know what the future holds for us, be kind. Be kind to your friend, your family, your mom, your dad, yourself. Be kind to yourself. Because, if you're not kind to yourself, who else is going to be kind to you? So it's like that. So anyhow, that's not a message necessarily from the ancient one, but it is a mission, a project that they're going on. So that's one of the things I'm working on. What I want to do as part of it, and this is why I'm trying to get you guys. Well, first of all, if we can work with you guys and help you guys out, and be of service, and especially if you got any major calamities going on, get a hold of me and we'll see if we can either program, deprogram, or give you a reading and see if we can figure something out. Again, if you want to do a reading with me, and you're hearing this, listening to, I will give you a reading for $1 a minute with a minimum of $20. And if you purchase a full hour, then I'll give you a free copy of my book, The 90-Day Ascension Journey, in PDF format, and then we can go from there. So let me see. I didn't know I was going to get long-winded about that one, but okay, fine. Again, the I'm no longer working with any other psychic networks right now. Every one of them that I've worked with so far has been nothing but shysters. I mean, for you, maybe you'll still get a good reading and whatever. I don't know, but you can figure it out for yourself. But I'm not promoting or endorsing any psychic networks. Period. And if you want to get a good reading, anyhow, from me, for $1 a minute, I think you can't beat that. That's a pretty good price. Again, Sri Karunamayi is I believe she's in Georgia right now. I'm not sure, or getting ready to be in Georgia, but I think she did some kind of a homage. I don't know what, but in Georgia, and so anyhow, her link is there on the right hand side. You can figure that out. Now, Ammachi, the Hugging Saint, she just started her tour, I believe, yesterday, if I remember right. She'll be, I believe she's in Seattle, Washington right now. Now watch, you're going to see what's going to happen in a few days, especially in California. You live in California, you're probably going to be getting some rain. One of the things I've noticed is that when saints come in, when the highly evolved people come in, it usually rains right before they arrive. I kid you not. You can check it out. Test out that theory for yourself. See what happens. But anyhow, in a few days, it's probably going to be raining in Northern California, Central California. So you can check it out for yourself. In the meantime, Ammachi will be at her main ashram in the United States over in San Ramon. So you can check her out there if you're in the area. Maha Dakini Lorae, she just came back from Wisconsin. She's back in San Francisco. If you want, now some people wrote her and wanted a session with her. But they sent it to her Maha Dakini at yahoo.com account, and she didn't get that till it was too late. So if you missed that or still want to hook up with her, you can still, actually, I went over and I forwarded that email system to her other email, so she can, if something happens, then she'll still get the email now, so that way she won't miss it. But anyhow, if you want to hook up with her, you can do so through her email or whatever. So again, let me see. And I don't know if I want to do this, but I'm looking to do this. I think it might be a good idea. I just added a new person to Andrew Aloha's ashram. Manju, I believe his name is Manju. I can't remember, but anyhow, let me see. I'm going to see if I can do this. I think I like the idea. That way, you guys can welcome the new members of the ashram if you want to do that, the Andrew Aloha ashram, and see if you want to connect with it. If you like the person, then you can connect with them yourself and then go from there. But let me see. I'm going to see if I can figure out who's been coming in or who's come in lately, as of late. I don't know. Google Chrome really has some weird stuff going on. Michael Panilla. I also added recently, and also Robina Dhindsa, I believe. Now I put a video with her about her. And you can go to the Andrew. Now the best place to figure out, to look at activities going on with Andrew Aloha, myself, and I, is on the Andrew Aloha fan page. If you want to know what's going on, then that's the best place to go to see what's going on. But anyhow, Robina, or actually Michael Panilla, maybe it's Panilla. Anyhow, he has a radio show called Awakening Point, and he interviewed Robina Dhindsa. And so anyhow, I am in there. She talks about her awakening process and what happened to her and what it took for her to become awakened. And so anyhow, one of the things that techniques that she used to become awakened was to write in her journal a list of things or just journal the things that are going to be happening the day before. For example, today is Monday, so she would journal for Tuesday. Right, and this is right before she went to bed. Right before she went to bed and went to sleep, she would journal everything that she projected and predicted to be happening the following day, tomorrow. So let's say she went to work and she had a great day, and some guy approached her about a new project. No, but basically she was manifesting, pre-programming stuff to happen in her life the day before. So and she was very detailed about it, and she said she was very detailed about it, and she would just write in detail everything, in a notebook. So anyhow, I'm giving you that technique. I don't know how well that would work. I've done a similar thing, and it's worked pretty much 100% in terms of manifesting stuff into my life. So there's a technique where you write down all your goals for the next year, for the next 5 years, next 15 years, and then lifelong goals. And then you keep that list of things and somewhere where you can see them, and they'll come into your life. And I've done that before, and everything that I had on my list was pretty much manifested in my life. So it's like that. So anyhow, it's like that, and I don't know if you want to try that. If you do, and you find it to be helpful, let me know and give me some testimonial. So anyhow, I went and got a notebook today so that I can do that whole process for manifesting, and I'm gonna see what happens and see how it works, like that. Let me see who else. I don't know all the other people that I can remember that are coming, that I've added in the last week or two or whatever. But those are the newest members of the Andrew Aloha Ashram. And then let's see where I'm at. Again, I'm getting. I've already started. I'm scheduled to go to New Jersey in July for the MUFON Symposium, and I've already interviewed Peter Robbins, who's going to be the MC for that symposium, and then and he's got a lot of wealth of information to offer, big time. So, and also I've added him recently as well when I interviewed him, right before I interviewed him. And then I also have Dr. Donderi out of Canada, who I will be interviewing. And then also I have see what's his name, and that's on the 10th of June. What's today's date? 4th? This weekend? What? What are you talking about? Oh man. Okay. So anyhow, I guess that's this weekend. I didn't even realize. So I got work to do, guys. That's fun. But anyhow, this weekend I'll be interviewing Dr. Donderi, and then let me see. I'll tell you what I'm going to be talking to him about. Let me get to my calendar. The name of his presentation at the symposium is called the American Personality Inventory, a test to evaluate abduction reports. So that's what we'll be talking about. And then on July 10th, I believe, what? Oh, I take it back. July 8th, which is again a Sunday, I'll be interviewing Randall Nickerson, who's doing a film, a documentary about a huge event that took place, I believe, in Africa, back in 1994. The title of his presentation for the symposium is called "Exploring the Aerial School Event of 1994," where there were several people. I don't know, probably 50 people. I don't know how many people, but several people witnessed a huge paranormal UFO event. I believe it was a UFO event. I don't know if there was aliens involved or not, but anyhow, there was some really weird stuff happening. And so what he has one of the students from the experience that's going to be in the documentary that's going to be talking about. I believe she'll be talking at the symposium as well. But anyhow, you can check it out this Sunday with Dr. Donderi, and then also later on in July with the interview with Randall Nickerson. And so, and if you want more information about the symposium, the link is there. www.mufonsymposium.com. If you want to become a field investigator and investigate UFOs and aliens, I think there's over 500. Anyhow, there's a number of investigators, including myself. You can check that out. I believe that's about all. Again, if you want to check out the picture of Spirit of the Age of Aquarius, I don't know if I told you, but eventually I talked to Spirit of the Age of Aquarius, I think it was Trema Baba. Come to find out that they're one and the same. So Prema Baba is also the same being as Spirit of the Age of Aquarius, who are here to help humanity with kindness. And so that's my story. I'm sticking to it. My ear is itching. Somebody's talking about me. Who knows? That's besides the point. So anyhow, got any questions? Got any information that you want to reveal to me? I don't know, whatever floats your boat. Just get a hold of me if you want to talk to me, and then we'll go from there. And again, if you want to do a reading with me, $20 or $1 a minute minimum, and we'll hook it up, set it up, and then we'll get you a reading. And then if you do an hour reading, then I'll give you a free copy of the 90-day Ascension Journey in PDF format, and we'll go from there. Have a God Goddess week. You love it, you are, always have been, always will be. Aloha.